Right then, lads, welcome back to Kossi's Arsenal podcast. My name is Kossi. We are back again with another one. Arsenal news today. We're gonna be discussing Mikel Arteta, given until the second international break, which comes in October. Now, after playing on October 2nd, we will go into the second international break, and then football, or what we call club football, will resume on October 18th. Mikel Arteta, between now and that period, he has around 3 Premier League games, and actually 4 Premier League games, and one game in the EFL Cup third round. Can he turn things around? With Antonnio Conte already contacted, that is what that is the kind of information I'm learning. Football London are saying Arsenal have lined up Antonnio Conte as their priority to take over from Mikel Arteta. Can Antonnio Conte take over this project? Can Mikel Arteta turn around things? Can we have just a normal Arsenal? My name is Kossi. We're gonna be diving into that. We're gonna be discussing much of that. Do smash a like on the video, subscribe to the channel as well, and let me know in the comment box below. Do you think Conte should take over the project? It's a project of young players. It's a project that needs a lot of belief and a lot of time. Does Conte have that time? Can he have the belief? Can he inspire these young kids probably to become the project we want them to become in the next 2-3 years? And of course, I'd love to to get your thoughts as well. Do you think Mikel Arteta can turn things around? Because according to Edu's interview, the results at the beginning of the season are unacceptable. They're just unacceptable. But he says again, Mikel has been key in bringing in these players. He's been key in the transfer strategy. He's been key in bringing in players like Martin Odegaard. He's been key in bringing in players like Aaron Ramsdale. Do you think this is the time to pull the plug? I'd love to know. So let's try to get into it. And it's a bit, it's really a big story that has been making rounds around social media, indicating that Mikel Arteta has been given until the second international break to turn things around at Arsenal, and that second international break actually comes in October. Now, obviously, we know the club is in the mud. We have lost 3 games at the beginning of the season. No goal, no points, no nothing. And Mikel does still have his job, and he still has a chance. He's been given another chance to turn things around. Can he do that? If you look at the games Mikel Arteta has, 11th September, this coming Saturday, he'll be playing against Norwich City at the Emirates Stadium. That is the most important game. He has to turn things around there. That is, for me, that is the most important game. If he doesn't beat Norwich, because Norwich is really struggling, if he doesn't beat Norwich, it's going to give a lot of confidence to Burnley. It's going to give a lot of confidence to Brighton, the likes of Crystal Palace, and the likes of Tottenham Hotspur. So he's got to beat Norwich City. After playing Norwich City on the 11th of September, he will then play Burnley on the 18th of September away from home. Last season, we didn't beat Burnley. We actually, I think we managed 1 point against Burnley, or if not none, but we didn't beat Burnley last season. So it's a game that is going to be really interesting to see how Mikel Arteta handles that. And then after Burnley, we will play an easy one at the Emirates Stadium in the third round of the EFL Cup. We shall play AFC Wimbledon. That one should be a morale booster, seriously. Then Arsenal will take on Tottenham Hotspur after that. And then lastly, we shall take on Brighton. Now, these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. These are 5 games that Mikel Arteta has been given to turn things around. Because, after playing Brighton, then Mikel shall play Crystal Palace on the 18th of October. So that is 2 weeks later. Now, the idea is that Arsenal could have sacked Mikel Arteta if he doesn't turn things around by now. I have two thoughts on this one. And the first one is, I think Mikel Arteta will not win these games, before the second international break. I think he will not get maximum points out of them. Let's try to look at them. Norwich, let's say Arsenal beat Norwich 3-0 or 3-1. We could beat Norwich. We will not beat Burnley. We will not beat Tottenham Hotspur. And we will not beat Brighton. Now, if we fail to win 3 of these 4 Premier League games, that leaves us in the bottom 5. For me, Mikel, as long as he can take this club, this team in these four Premier League games, as long as he can't take the team in the first 10, he should get the sack. Definitely, he should get the sack. There are no other thoughts about it. So I don't think we beat Burnley. I don't think we beat Tottenham, and I don't think we beat Brighton. Brighton have had a good start to the season. I think Spurs have had the perfect start, better than any other team. Of course, not the perfect start in the way they're playing football, but they have collected the points. They're really playing poorly, by the way, in the Premier League, but I think they have collected the points really, really well. Then Burnley, I think we could pick up a draw against Burnley, and we could also pick up a draw against Brighton, and then probably lose to Tottenham and beat Norwich. So if these are 12 points, if Mikel cannot get 9 out of these 12 points, sack him. Definitely, I'll give him the sack. But the second thought I have is, provided Mikel Arteta turns things around before the international break, look at the games coming up. He has Crystal Palace, Aston Villa, Leicester City, Watford, and Liverpool. Now, you don't expect him to beat Liverpool. You don't expect him to beat Leicester City. You do not expect him to beat Aston Villa, right? So after the international break, in the next 5 games, he has a possibility of only winning 2. That is Watford and Crystal Palace. Palace have had a very poor start with Patrick Vieira, and then Watford, obviously, we know they had the perfect start to in their debut, but you don't expect them to have a lot of influence this season. So for me, either way, Mikel has to go. If he wins the first batch of games, which I think he might, but I really doubt he can, because he doesn't have a style of football. You could do that if you had a style of football, unless he's gonna, because for him, he's not so lucky like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because Arsenal does not have those extraordinary players with extraordinary talent. It doesn't have them. You do not have the Brunos, the Pogbas, the Mason Greenwoods. Of course, Greenwood, the rate at which he scores goals, you don't have a player like that. If Mikel had players like that, probably they could buy him some more time. At the moment, he doesn't have them. So for me, I think even before the first international break, he had to get the sack. 3 games, no goals, no points, sack him. Definitely sack him. But I think they looked into it, and they're like, the man has just brought in players. This transfer window has been dominated by players that Mikel Arteta wants. How do we sack him? How do we put him out? So what they've decided to do is as simple as this: give him another 4 games. 4 games. If he fails to deliver, kick him out, let him go. What is your prediction? Do you think he will turn things around in these 4 games, or do you think things are gonna stay the same? But for me, if he turns things around in these 4 games before the second international break, then just after the second international break, the 5 games: Leicester City, Aston Villa, Liverpool, Crystal Palace, Watford, I think those ones can get him the sack as well. Because if he leaves us after the second international break, if he leaves us in 13th or 14th, then the next 5 games could actually drive us back to 16th, 17th, or even 20th. So you've got to sack him. I know they want to back him. But they can't back a manager that can't back himself. Let me know in the comment section, what exactly do you do with Mikel Arteta, with Antonnio Conte now believed to be the priority to take over the job.